Oh, well, hey there. Hello, everyone. This is Antoine Hunter, Purple Firecrow. Welcome to Deaf Woke. I'm really excited about today. Today is critical. We have a great conversation with a cool friend. However, today is Thursday, April 8th, 2021. Today I had an interesting experience that I would love to share with you. A short story. I woke up stretched, checked my email. I didn't go to the bathroom yet. I didn't have any food or coffee. But then there was this message that popped up abruptly. It was from a person who, they called me they and them, and it was. I don't remember that happening 2 years or 1 year ago. It started acting up, Mr. Hunter, and I couldn't remember. It wasn't something that popped in my mind to ask about pronouns first. So then I, incorporate that to she and her. Instead of making abrupt mistakes, just go ahead and respect the person by asking them what their pronouns are. And I let her know that I thanked you for I thanked her for letting me know, and not letting that sit and fester. So I invite you all, of different people, those who have different pronouns, the pronouns are not singular to just thee, she, or they. It can be she and they. That's their preference. That's their identity. That's who they are. And I respect that. So there is her and they as a pronoun. And we got to be patient with one another. That relationship that I had with her, and it felt great to be able to share that. You got to have, also be confident with that. Tell people what your pronouns are. So that was my experience this morning, today. So I wanted to share that with you. So please take the time to listen to each other. Listen with our hearts. Now, before we get on to the next segment, I want to introduce our interpreters. Hi, interpreters, come on. Hi, Jay. Hi, Kaylee. Hi, Jessica. Thank you for your service today, supporting our deaf folks and culture. I'm really excited. I was kind of skimming online, and I found this cool person. So I'd like to introduce Armani. Identifies as trans. Armani Lawrence is a Black, deaf, trans, non-binary person and advocate residing in San Diego County. By sharing their lived experiences, they hope to motivate organizations and providers of trans services, ensuring these services are accessible to everyone, including deaf members of the trans community. Armani will share their deaf woke journey. So there's a video I'm going to share with you that
Hi, I'm Armani. I'm Black, deaf, and trans. And I'm here to make a small announcement. For a year and a half now, I have this goal, and this goal is fast approaching. The goal is to get top surgery. I was approved for the top surgery, and so the surgery is coming up. It's going to be on the 22nd of March. I have an ask. I have a favor to ask, and that is for help. Show some love, donate some money, share this video if you can't afford to donate money. Thank you. I'm excited for this next chapter of my trans journey. I treasure my journey to arrive to my authentic self. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. All my love.
Please welcome Armani.
Hi.
Wow. That video that you posted, I caught that video and I had to bring you to Deaf Woke. How are you?
I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for having me here with you. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah. How's life now? You know, you had mentioned that you're looking forward to the next chapter of your life. You know, what's the next chapter of your life?
I'm recovering right now from top surgery. So once I'm fully recovered, I'm rolling up my sleeves and I'll be advocating for the small trans community, even smaller deaf trans community. I will be sharing my experience. I mean, that's why I'm here, to share my experience.
You know, when you made that video, and you know, did you get that support from the community?
Mm-hmm. I
Were
did.
they behind you?
I did. Oh, I was overwhelmed by the amount of people that showed their love, their support. I was moved. I was blown away by it. It was amazing. I would not be here. I wouldn't have made it to this goal if it wasn't for them, for the people that supported me.
Listen, I want to go back. You know, some people assume, you know, with different stories that, you know, that they woke up one day and they decided about their identity. You know, what is your story?
2 years ago, Now, 2 years ago, I was having a chat with a roommate, my roommate of that time. And we were talking about gender identity. During that conversation, it was difficult for me to accept the identity of trans, to speak it out loud.
Mm.
And at that point, I hadn't decided my pronouns. I wasn't there yet. And then I decided I'm non-binary.
Yeah, you found the identity that
Right.
matched you. Yeah, you have to do some self-realization. Look within. You know, where and what is my home, my body, my spirit. That's- So that was started 2 years ago. So before 2 years, did you not think?
Really, it was suppressed. It was something that I suppressed for a very
Mm.
long time. When I was a kid, I remember running outside. I would think I was about 9, maybe 8 or 9 at the time. And I ran outside to play. And the boys were without a shirt, right? And so I decided to run out there without my shirt too. But my mom came out and she was just like, no, 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 you keep your shirt on, which threw me off, right? And so for a long time, I oppressed what I felt.
So yeah, you mentioned that you felt that you were suppressed. I think that you mentioned something. There was a long time. What was it that you mentioned? Oh,
To be in
denial.
denial.
So you were in denial for a long time. Okay, I get it. You know, you see something and you realize that that's not my identity, and then you have to kind of absorb and just suffer through. Yeah, I remember that feeling. That it matched the energy like a table or an animal. I watched the movie Matrix, and I felt that was me. That was it. I was it. But I was always pestered with this. I have to be he, and it really disrupted who I am, and that's painful.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you're always struggling with who you are and your own identity. It's painful. Yeah, people just need to be open minded. Forcing our children, teens or adults, just let people be. Let people decide who they are, and they'll be free. They'll be free to love all people. Non-binary identities. Some people are still trying to grasp what that means. Do you mind kind of giving us an explanation of what non-binary means? I don't want people to assume.
Sure. And I have to expand on that some. Some people think they, them, that pronoun, they think of it in very English terms. But we're not thinking of it as a binary. If you think of he, but it's, how do you explain this concept? Okay, take the word he, take the word they, them. It's, you have to explain, it's not this or the other. It's broader than that. It's difficult for people to grasp.
Yeah, I agree with you. Don't focus on the word. Focus on the spirit of the person. We are human beings. We attach a word,
Yeah.
then we're stuck. It's interesting because, American Sign Language, the non-binary has helped because he, she, they, you can use the same sign to identify
Right.
using those identifiers. So it's not contingent on the word.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so thank you for that. So just be. Now you shared, you mentioned about advocating for trans people. Some people start, they're they're nervous. They're kind of frantic. Are they ready? To feel that I am. To use the word assign that I am trans. And you'd mentioned about suppressing that. If somebody's going through a similar experience, what can you share about that suppression? Now, how do we get through that suppression? How do we move past that?
I think Armani is freezing. Freezing a little bit, Armani. Oh, the internet. I understand. I get it. Such a struggle.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
I feel ya. Wow, living in this tech world, huh?
What I know is I had to live authentically. I had to live authentically my truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have to live the truth and live authentically to who you are. I so strongly believe in that. You have to be true to yourself. If not, you'll feel so isolated. You have to share who you are, your soul, share the love that's inside of yourself. Because without that self-love, how are you going to share that with others? So you have to come to terms with that. I completely agree.
Exactly. Exactly. How do people not how do people know your truth if you don't show your truth? You have to speak up.
Yes. Some people I'm wondering why it's not easy for others to take that next step. If you could shed some light on that.
I think it's internal doubt. I think it's the struggles that we feel internally. Our insides are completely flipped upside down. And when you feel that and you step away from it and move forward, leave it behind, you have to go through it in your most authentic self. That's the only way that you could be happy. I mean, what other way can you live happy if you're not authentic?
Now, I recall in your video you were talking about your top surgery. That procedure in itself is not cheap, am I right? I am not sure of all of the details and the cost of that. If you could help me understand a little bit more.
Yeah, with top surgery, you have to negotiate with your insurance to get that portion covered. So there's a lot of back and forth with the insurance company. So you have to look for the right insurance. And you do have to pay out of pocket for a portion of it. For me, it was $6,000, my out of pocket. And so the donations helped me cover that portion. And I got pretty close to that number.
Now, what was that community support like? Did you set up a GoFundMe? How did you collect those funds?
I created a flyer.
Okay, flyers. And did you reach your goal number?
Very close to it. And I couldn't have done it without the donations. I'm very happy for the community support, for the contribution. I just cannot express my gratitude enough. I wouldn't have gotten here without their support.
Right. Some people don't have the funds. That's not something that they can contribute, but they can contribute in other ways. And from what I'm understanding, that's what happened. And so the majority of your top surgery was covered, which is incredible. And so now it seems everything's paid off, squared away with that. And now you can just live who you are. And I believe that's where
Yes.
you're at in life. How so many people, however, don't have those funds, don't have that they're not in that place of life that's what they can afford. And so when you're able to go through with that surgery and just live who you are, it's like, yes, finally I can be myself. To just break free of all of the denial and the suppression that you had to hold on to and live freely.
Yes. It's been worth it. In the end, it's absolutely worth it. Yes, there is a price, but you will get to freedom. Some people can't even get the surgery at all. So I'm very fortunate that I was able to go through with it.
Yeah, I think it's so important that you say that because many people can't. And it's a constant spot of agitation for them. And so that's why it's so important that together as a community, we support because you never know how long a person has been suppressing and wanting to go through with that surgery but can't afford it. And if only they had the ability to collect funds from the community around them. I wish we had Medicare, universal health coverage that could cover that. That's something that, I am hoping in the future healthcare will cover the top surgery and that it isn't swept under the rug and ignored. That's something that needs to be brought to the forefront of our minds because it affects your mind, your body, your soul.
Mm-hmm. It does. It takes a mental toll for sure. It took me almost a year to get everything coordinated for the top surgery, right? Making phone calls. It took a lot of time. It consumed a lot of my time making those phone calls, especially coordinating the schedule. There was at points that it was denied, and so then I had to navigate that to get to the proper channel to get it approved.
Back up. You said some people are denied? Why?
I would get hung up on because I was a deaf caller. I had some rude interactions. And so I finally got through to somebody. I met the right person, got a hold of the right surgeon, and then I was finally able to I could breathe.
I mean, this is what deaf folk is all about. I mean, when we as deaf individuals make these phone calls and we're hung up on, some of the reason is there's not enough exposure, and that's why we're here, so that we have exposure for these institutions that are interacting with us so that they know don't hang up on your deaf callers.
Exactly.
Okay, so you finally found a surgeon you were able to develop a relationship. How did that go? Were you able to trust them quickly, or was that something you had to ease into? Did you say
Eight.
8? 8 different doctors?
No, 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 no. I meant there was 3 doctors. One that I found, it was easy to build rapport with them. I trusted them right away. Right away they asked me, "What's your pronoun? What are your pronouns?" And with that was like immediate trust. Their energy was just spot on for me. The chemistry was great. And so I was very touched with them.
Yes, and we just shared some of your story. And I shared a story in the beginning regarding pronouns. And so for the doctor to ask what your pronouns were and to be able to establish that rapport immediately right from the get-go, that's incredible. I want to go back and touch on the mental health aspect that we talked about. So you finished your procedure. Are you ready to get out on the courts? Get into, your swimming trunks? Like what a I mean, I know I'm being a little bit facetious here, but what was the recovery like for you? Oh, and
I wish. Definitely mentally exhausting. I slept a lot. Oh yeah, I slept a lot. My body was just worn out. Anytime that I did move, I had to take very slow motions to get out of bed, to walk, to just kind of get the body moving. I had to get my range of motion going. Now I'm able to walk freely. I'm able to move. My range of motion is much better. I can lift my hands over my head. I'm definitely still sore.
Still sore. Okay. But what was that recovery like for you mentally? When you're looking in the mirror, do you see yourself as the same or completely liberated? What was that for you after your surgery?
Looking in the mirror, it does feel a little bit like, did I make the right choice, Armani? Did I do the right thing? It took me a minute to mentally grasp that I was here now. But yes, I definitely, after working through that, I do feel a lot better in my body. I feel happy to be in this body. I'm excited that I did this.
I love that. I love that. And I'm happy that you told me that because some people think, "Oh, well, I finished the surgery and I look in the mirror and that this is me. This is me." And some people might think that you come to that realization right away, but there might be a moment of hesitation. Did I make this decision? Was this right for me? And so that is important to recognize that it might take a moment to be able to come to that realization of this is me. I'm happy with this decision, to come to terms with your self love. And a question, I'm wondering, so you were talking about the community support. What was that like after your surgery? Did that support fade away or are they still rallied around you?
In my journey, I mean, I still feel it, the up and down, the am I doing the right thing? But I have the community support that rallies around me.
Hmm.
They check in with me, right, to make sure that I'm doing okay. And so that check-in is great. The trans community really showed up for me. They continue to show up for me.
Really? Wow. Talk about the trans community showing up for you. Now, was it the deaf trans community, the hearing trans community?
Both, both.
Um, exactly, because on both ends of the spectrum, both of those worlds, at the end of the day, it's the trans community, and there's a sense of understanding and community support there. Were you able to kind of release yourself like a butterfly from a cocoon and to be able to be free and to fly, the warmth that that butterfly provides and the community that they provide to each other? I'm wondering if that's kind of what it felt like, if it felt like that type of metaphor, that you had that community blessing, that community recognition. And for so long, you know, you didn't have that support. You were suppressing, and now all of a sudden, you have somebody to lean on, somebody to provide help and support for you. And I can only imagine that, prior to that support, I'm sure there was some mental breakdowns and some moments of struggle. I'm not trans myself, but I am a trans advocate. And And could you share some light on what we can do to support?
Education. We need to educate ourselves to understand what the trans journey is, what trans folks go through.
Do you mind backing up a little bit? I think you froze again. Do you mind uh, saying that again?
Sure. Listening to lived experiences. This helps us. This helps us understand. Asking questions. So being curious. Yeah. Because, what were you going to say?
So you said mention listening. So if I'm a trans advocate, it requires to be curious, to share experiences, questions, and we walk on a journey together. Is that accurate?
Yes.
I know all trans people have their own individual stories, their own lived experiences, but they all want the same thing: love. They want self love. They want community love. Yes, all people should love each other, right? Come on.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
Now, it's about educating and educating, educating, having role models. Who's your role model? Do you have one?
I do. There's a woman by the name Marilyn.
Who's that?
This was like a mother figure to me. Marilyn taught me so much about love, about being free. They were very spiritual. So they helped me connect with my spiritual journey.
Wow. Now, this is a perfect segue of role models, since we're going to segue right into our next segment of our show. This part 2 is called Name These People. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah. There's just a few. You'll be okay. You have two options. You can name the person by their name, or maybe a description of what they do. All right?
Okay.
Visual description of picture of an African American female, low cut hair, wearing a white V-neck shirt, looking artistically at the camera. Who is it, Armani? What do you think? What do you think they do? She's
I'm
an
assuming
actress?
an actress.
Yeah. Right. She's an actress.
Okay.
Michelle Banks. The queen I look up to. She's a native Washington, D.C., a Deaf award-winning actress, writer, and director and producer. She teaches as well. Thanks for visual description. Picture of an African American woman appears in a light brown skin with her long black hairstyle flowing over the shoulders. Wears a non-sleeved blouse with a white pearl earring on the left. Faces to the left side away from the camera and grins. Who is she?
I think it's an author.
Yeah. What does she tend to write about?
I believe it was their lived experience.
Yep. I bought one of her books. I sure did. Name is Haben Grimm. Habengirma. Uh, from Oakland, California. Uh, deaf blind actress, disability rights advocate. Uh, graduated of Harvard Law. Wrote a book. Wrote a book called Haben, the Deaf Blind Woman Who Conquered Harvard Law.
Okay, I gotta buy that book.
Next visual description is a picture of an African American woman. Appears in a light brown skin with her long honey brown crimped hairstyle flowing above her shoulder. Wears a soft pink salmon colored short folded up sleeve blouse, folding her arms and looking at the camera as she grins. Who is she?
Oh, that's an actress.
Mm-hmm.
The name is not coming to me, but I'm
Mm,
familiar.
it is on the tip of your fingers.
Yes.
You are right. She is an actress. Rosa Lee Thiem. She's from Worcester, Massachusetts. Comes from a deaf family and becomes to be known as performance artist for her YouTube ASL music videos. She also has a show called The Rosa Lee Show.
Very cool.
You're doing good so far. Visual description: a picture of an African American man appears in a brown skin with his black short flat haircut, black trimmed beard, and wears a blue opening collar shirt. Looks at the camera smiling. Who is it? Who is it, Armani?
Okay, they play in a different world, but the name.
Yeah, interesting first name. Kadim Hardison. Yeah, most people know. He's most famously known for a TV show called Dwayne Wayne. Yes, he was also on the Different Worlds NBC show Different Worlds. CJ Jones was actually involved on Different Worlds as well.
That's right. I love that show.
Me too. I love that show as well. Visual description: a picture of an African American woman appears in a light brown skin with her hair long, black crimped hairstyle flowing, wears a black jacket within a printing of pink orange flowers with a visible silver hoop earrings in her right ear, holds her hand touching the silver ring on her middle finger, looks at the camera, smiling. Who is that?
I have no idea.
No idea.
No idea.
This is Storm. My girlfriend, Storm. She's the first deaf woman to have been recruited by the BBDO worldwide. She continues in her roles of creative director for collaborative projects. She's a motivational speaker on large-scale events. Now she's residing in LA, producing films.
Very cool.
All right, we're getting close. But our next visual description is a picture of an African American female, appears in a brown golden skin with her black, thick spiral afro, a hairstyle, looking straight at the camera. She wears white diamond stud earrings matching to her mustard yellow sweater. Who is she?
Actress?
Mm-hmm. It's perfect. She was in one show. There are a lot of dead people.
Wait, really?
Serious?
Really? Okay.
Her name is Lauren Ridloff. She's an actress. She was on the TV show The Walking Dead.
Oh.
She's on a Broadway play of Children of a Lesser God. And she has several features. She played a deaf superhero in Marvel Cinematic Universe superhero film Internals, scheduled to be released this year, 2021. It seems like you might know this person. Visual description is a picture of an African American man appears in a brown skin with black golf hat, dressing in a red open collar shirt with a white text label, Ohio State Golf, and a gray pants, crossing his arms to lean on the tree as he's looking at the camera, smiling. What does he do? If you don't know his name, is
a basketball coach? Not a basketball coach.
Basketball coach?
Golf?
Golf? Yep, he's a golfer. His name is Kevin Hall. He, Cincinnati, Ohio, becomes a tour pro golf for 156 PGA Tour pros. His quote in an article online is, "I see and think about the world a little differently." All right, last one. Visual description. Picture of an African American female appears in her light brown skin, leaning back on porch, arms glancing to the left to look at the camera, smile, wears in her cool beige turtleneck sweater with her black swoop up ponytail.
I'm going to say actress.
We'll see. I have no idea. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, no idea either.
Her name is spelled Treshelle. Last name Edmond. She resides in San Bernardino, California, becoming an actress, model, and ASL performer. She's known to be seen on the Super Bowl in Phoenix, Arizona, signing American the Beautiful with John Legend and the national anthem. John Legend. Woo, woo. Oh, to my love. Oh. She's an amazing performer. She was on a production called Spring Awakening in 2016. Oh, sorry. No, I guess this is the final last one.
Okay.
Visual description. A picture of an African American female appears in a light brown skin with her folded arms, smiling at the camera. She wears long black twisted hairstyle with a gold clip on one twisted strand, blue navy suit jacket with a nice multicolors in cream, brown, blue printed V blouse. Who is she?
I have no idea. But I have a feeling that they are an author.
We'll see. Her name is Margot Hall. She's known as an award-winning actor, actress, director, activist, educator, newly appointed artistic director of Lauren Hansberry Theater, which I've performed there. She has graced the Bay Area stages for 30 years as a performer and director. Her recent appearances were in the hit film Blind Spotting and All Day and Night on Netflix.
Wow. I'm going to have to give those a watch.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm learning a lot as well. Okay.
Mhm.
So our last part of the show is, the audience have had these burning questions. So now, audience, ask Armani Lawrence anything. Go ahead and write your comments in the comment box. Now be nice, y'all. Be nice, audience. They love just a plethora of comments, but we want some questions. Armani, you're famous. Time's running out. So the question is, what's your next plan? Go ahead. Yeah, what's your next plan for yourself?
To keep advocating.
Okay. Yeah, keep advocating for trans community.
Correct.
Question is what's your talents?
Cooking.
Again, I missed that. What are your talents?
Cooking as a chef.
Oh, you're a chef? Okay.
What do you typically like to cook? All right, let's go to the next question. Next question is, do you have any tips for people that are going through some mental health triggers?
Reach out to your support. I am in a support group. I recommend finding a support group to go to. Breathing techniques.
Mm.
And asking the community for support, your community specifically for support.
That's crucial, to really lean into the community and ask them for the support that you need. We have another question asking that when you were denied your surgery at first, is that because you were deaf or because you are Black? Were they in a silo, those decisions, or was it,
I was hung up on because I'm deaf.
Okay. Do you have any advice for how we can become better trans allies?
Be willing to listen. And advocating for trans folks. Practicing empathy. Take the time to accept us for what we are, for who we are.
I agree with you. Absolutely. We have to listen, to be there to support. Just to be there, ready on the sidelines for whenever you need us. I agree with that. We have another question. Is there a name to your organization regarding the trans advocacy? Where can the deaf community find that resource?
I advocate myself as my own person. But I'm a big supporter of Trans Talk.
Trans Talk. What is that?
Real Talk. Trans Real Talk.
Real Talk.
Thank you for catching that.
Is there a trans deaf day? A big trans community in California?
It's small. It's very small.
Okay, a small deaf trans community. Gotcha. Well, I believe we ran through the questions. So I want people to know where they can follow you, Armani, on social media. That's listed below. We have at Armani Smiles, ARMANISMILES, Armani Smiles. And that is your Instagram handle? Yes, okay.
Yes.
So they can follow you for more information and to find out where they can support you financially, ask you questions, and just to continue sharing that love.
Absolutely.
And that is shown in many, many, many different forms. So Armani, thank you for coming to this show, for being vulnerable with us. It was such an honor and a blessing to have you here, just to be able to listen to you, your story. Thank you for imparting your wisdom on us. It was such an honor, truly, to be here. I learned so much from you. You being here has made me a better person. And you being here, sharing your lived experience, your unpacking your journey and your mental health experiences can save someone's life. Someone who's going through the same thing, who can look to you. And so they can contact you via Instagram. Can they do that?
Absolutely. I am here. I'm here to talk always. Please.
And any final words, something that you want to spread to the masses?
No matter what your journey looks like, continue to love yourself. No matter if you feel in a dark place, if you feel unsure, there is always someone here to love you. I am here. I am here for you if you ever feel that doubt.
Thank you. Oh, we have comments of just gratitude pouring through. Well, Armani, again, thank you so very much for coming here tonight. If you need anything at all, please call me.
Okay. Thank you.
I hope you'll be back on our show again. I look forward to, maybe getting a 2-year, 3-year reunion episode, getting to be caught up on your life. And again, the community can support you financially with just love and gratitude, because again, we are all humans. We are all a part of humanity.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Much love.
All my love. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wow. Whew. My mind is blown right now. I'm so grateful for Armani coming to just share their story. I'm so taken aback. It takes me back to when back to an earlier mindset of mine, when I just thought that, oh, the trans experience, I didn't think there was as much depth and twists and turns that's in it, so many challenges, even if it's just, I want to pick up the phone and order some pizza, and getting hung up on because you're deaf, and just having somebody hang up on you and having that be constant, and for that to have to go through that in the medical field as well, it must feel like so exacerbated. So thank you, Armani, and thank you for your journey, your life, and note to all of the hearing community, don't hang up on us. Take the time to sit with us, to interact, stay on that phone, see what your caller needs, listen. Because maybe they are just going to share something that you might need later. Or something that will impact future generations, something that your kids are going to need later. So again, one last push and emphasis on do not hang up. Pick up that phone, engage with us. Huge lesson for everyone to learn. So again, thank you so much, Armani. Thank you for coming. Thank you to the interpreters. Thank you for the audience for tuning in. Thank you to HowlRound Theater for your loyal support. Thank you to Drop Labs. And again, thank you all. Each one of you individually, thank you for watching. And please like Urban Jazz Dance Company. Show us some love. Come on. Bring it in. And thank you, Popfish, for this Deaf Woke shirt. You can donate to this link down below to Real Urban Jazz Dance Company if you're interested in supporting the show and other events like this. And we have some news for you. Short little announcement for you. Let me see if I can get it up.
Switch. Wait. I need y'all to see this. Hello. I'm excited to let you know, Bay Area International Deaf Dance Festival. Applications are available today. The festival will happen in August. We will provide it by virtual. Who are we accepting applications from? Well, dancers, actors, musicians, artists, poets of all likes. If you want to show your representation, your work, come on and apply. Are you interested in joining? You're welcome to. The application form can be found on our website. Woo! The application deadline is Saturday, May 1st. We have 4 basic requirements. You need to submit your performance video between 2 to 15 minutes. This will be the same video. In the past, we've said to submit an audition video and then a performance video. But this year, it's different. We're requiring you to submit your performance video. At least one member of the group is deaf or hard of hearing. For example, this could be the choreographer or a dancer in your group. This is to ensure we give opportunities to deaf and hard of hearing performers. You must submit 2 color headshots or group pictures. This can be uploaded in the form. Type in the description of what your pictures looks like. For example, right now, describing myself. I'm a white female with long blonde hair and wearing a long sleeve button, up purple shirt. Behind me is a cream color wall. If you have any questions, you can contact me. Remember, the deadline is Saturday, May 1st. Looking forward to receiving your applications. Oh, let me write that down. Hold on, let me write that down.
Okay, now remember.
Okay, now I remember.
Okay, that was fun. So,
Okay, that was fun. So the Bay Area International Deaf Dance Festival is coming soon. You can donate either to Deaf Woke. Oh, please donate to Deaf Woke. This show cannot happen without your support, without you tuning in. No, this show is for the brave, those who are struggling. This show is for you. It's the fun support. So if you want some of these funds to go directly to Armani, please let us know. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, one more thing. Some people have asked me,
Oh,
when's the next Deaf Woke?
What up? Where? That's 5 hours.
That's right. So see you next week. So thank you so much. Love. Actually, go ahead. Let's dance. This is Antoine Hunter, Purple Fire Crow. And this is Deaf Woke.